What is going on, everybody? We are here to discuss the NHL offseason so far, some of the trades that happened, some of the free agency stuff that has been occurring. So let's start off with the hottest topic of the day, obviously, John Tavares. I know this has happened a couple days ago now, but it's so big. I mean, the guy leaves the New York Islanders. They just did everything they wanted for him, and he apologizes to the fans. But, you got to understand, this guy dreamed of playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs his whole life. He has the opportunity to do so. They offer him the right amount of money. You got to go take it. So John Tavares, obviously the biggest one of the free agency. John Carlson, he stays with the Washington Capitals. Now, it's a long-term deal. 8 years, $64 million. That is a long time for somebody. You know what I mean? Anything can happen after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you're still with this guy for 3, 4, 5 more years as well. It just depends on what happens, but after winning the Stanley Cup, this guy is so dynamic. He brings offense, defense. He's just a great all-around defenseman. He brings a locker room captain role to this squad. I know Ovi's the captain. I'm just saying he has, letter potential down the line, whatever happens. This guy knows how to get it done, and he had a phenomenal Stanley Cup playoff run, and you got to reward guys like that. That's just how it works. With St. Louis, they clearly didn't have the greatest situation last year. They didn't get to where they wanted to be, even though they had the talent, the roster to do so. They add David Perron and Bozak. So they get Bozak from Toronto. They offer him a 3-year, $15 million deal. And with Perron, you're getting a 4-year, $16 million deal. I think this adds great depth to that roster. They clearly wanted to attack this offseason, make it noticeable, like, listen, fellas, we want to get there. We need to build this roster to get to where we want to be. They have great pieces. They have all-star type talent. They have guys like Tarasenko and legitimate stars on this team to add more depth, to add a role like Bozak, that he can help this squad out in the depth chart. And Perron, come on, he had a phenomenal year in Vegas, so, add him to the roster. He could put the biscuit in the basket and help this squad moving forward. Joe Thornton. I remember watching this guy when I was, it seemed like 3 years old on the Boston Bruins, still kicking, signs with the San Jose Sharks for 1 year, $5 million. And to me, it's clear he understands that there's a window there, and he thinks the San Jose Sharks can get it done. So he is staying put in San Jose, putting another year on that lengthy career, because he knows that, listen, I have an opportunity to win a Stanley Cup with the San Jose Sharks if I continue to stay on the squad and do what I do. Pass the puck, get a nice amount of assists, and be a leader on this squad. And he sees the window is there. It's open for this team. So he is going to stay put. And Riley Nash signs with Columbus, a 3-year deal, $8.25 million. I wanted him for the Flyers. I thought he could bring a role to the squad that would help and be beneficial. More like a third-line center for sure. But I think that would be phenomenal for the Flyers. Columbus goes out and snags him. Speaking of Columbus, they don't know what they're going to do with Panarin. There's rumors out there that he's not happy there. He wants to be moved. So they have a lot on their table. If that's the truth, if they're shopping Panarin, they could get another superstar in this league or build some insane prospects. But I really doubt that Torts is sitting over there saying, yeah, let's trade him and start over some sort of process. I doubt that's what they want to do, but that's a huge thing right now for this offseason is Panarin and what's going to happen. And obviously, speaking on big-time names like that, Erik Karlsson. I mean, the Ottawa Senators, they allow him to talk to other teams. I thought moving Hoffman was stating to Erik Karlsson, we want you back. We need you. We want you in this city. But to let go Hoffman and then allow him to go talk and speak to all these other teams, I feel like it's a little weird. Now, one of these teams happened to be the Philadelphia Flyers, so it could be a lot worse. If the Flyers end up snagging someone like Erik Karlsson, I feel like I would faint. I mean, come on. It's just too good to be true. But the Ottawa Senators let him go talk to some squad, so it's interesting. Jack Johnson signs a 5-year, $16.25 million deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins. This one was very skeptical. Some people were happy with it. Penguins fans, I'm saying. Some people were a little bit upset. He obviously didn't play at the back end of the Columbus Blue Jackets playoff run, and then people a little skeptical. Were they doing that because they knew he was going to walk? There was a big argument discussion with Tortorella, the GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins. There was all fighting about it, but at the end of the day, yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins obviously get a nice solid defenseman. I don't know if he was what he was back in the past. He's a little bit older now, in his 30s, but he's a good piece to add to that line. And, they've been criticized for their defense in the postseason. And Chris Letang obviously had some huge errors that essentially cost them the series to the Washington Capitals. So, they addressed that need that they think needs to be addressed. Grabner goes to the Coyotes, 3-year, $10 million. And, it's the Coyotes. They get a nice piece. They get a nice player. I don't know what it really brings to the table, considering they're really nothing special, although who knows, because on the end of last year, they went on a nice little push and started to win some hockey games. So who knows if they're going to start turning it around. But that's where we're at right now with some of the offseason moves. You got the big things going on, like Panarin, like Erik Karlsson. Obviously, Erik Karlsson is the big flash and one right now since Tavares is off the market, which is crazy. Toronto, John Carlson, he's staying put. I mean, it's been crazy. Lots of moves, lots of hectic things going on. Some big signings. Can't wait to see what else is in store for this NHL offseason. With that being said, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.